Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Games and Things. You can find them at ourgameroom.com because life should be fun. And let me tell you, whether you're wanting pool tables, dartboards, classic arcade games, card tables, bars, bar stools, home theater seating, they've got it all. Get out to their showroom at the corner of Lovell Road and Kingston Pike and check it out for yourself. I'm telling you, you walk into this place and you want to spend 2 hours. It is a great showroom, fun place to be, and boy, they can take care of you and make your home the envy of the neighborhood where everybody wants to come and hang out. Unless you're one of these people who wants to be, a hermit, then you don't want to go there. But if you want to have a cool house, Games and Things. All right, let's take a look at the SEC scoreboard very quickly. It was an easy day yesterday. Tennessee knocks off Alabama for the first time in 15 years. Georgia crushes Vanderbilt. Ole Miss whips up on Auburn. When are they just going to fire Brian Harsin and put him out of his misery? Kentucky knocks off Mississippi State. Arkansas bounces back and puts it to BYU. LSU goes into Gainesville and gets the win there between two teams who are kind of, I can't say I'm surprised by that. I wouldn't be surprised if it had gone the other way either. Gentlemen, that being Chuck, Jimmy, and Josh, and I use the term loosely, I'm going to ask you very quickly. We started this by saying put 2 teams above Tennessee and 2 teams below Tennessee to tell me where you've got them because I didn't figure Tennessee would be climbing. Now, we're going to chuck that.
Chuck that.
And we're just going to have you rank the top 5 in the SEC because I think Tennessee's going to be in your top 2. Maybe. Does anybody get gutsy and put them number 1? We'll see. Chuck Cavaleris, how you got it?
John, if Georgia had struggled just a little bit more, I could see maybe Tennessee jumping them, but I've got Georgia still in that top spot. Tennessee does move up to number 2, and they should. Alabama, I still has right there with them, and then Ole Miss. And it gets tougher after that. I had LSU kind of squeaking back in.
Jimmy's suddenly worried about his own pick now.
Yeah, Jimmy has the definitive list this week.
Yeah, you may want to see a doctor.
Chuck this list. I've got. I struggle with this a little bit, and I'll tell you why. Because Georgia, I think, is a really good team. A lot of what I do in rankings is what have you accomplished. Well, Tennessee really has accomplished more than Georgia to date. But I also try to apply the eye test. I think Georgia's right now slightly better than Tennessee. Tennessee beats Alabama, so Tennessee moves ahead of the Crimson Tide. Then it's Ole Miss, and then I got LSU moving in because they beat Florida.
All right. Josh Ward, are you going to go different here, or are you in the same boat?
I'm different. Okay. I have Tennessee number 1. Maybe it was the
Look
cigar smoke that was filling the room earlier in the show that has affected my thoughts here, but it's because of what Jimmy just said there a moment ago. Tennessee has the best resume. The game in Athens, I would make Georgia the favorite. In Knoxville, I would pick Tennessee to win the game. Neutral site, I think it's a toss-up. So I go resume, and I think Tennessee's resume is clearly the best in the SEC, and the offense right now is the best in the SEC.
So Georgia's 2, Alabama 3, Ole Miss 4, Kentucky 5.
5 was tough. Kentucky, LSU. I think you can make a case for Arkansas because they get Jefferson back. Quarterback injuries have affected a few of those teams.
Right.
All right. Very good, guys. That means it's time for Will They or Won't They? And in my ongoing hatred of FCS games, we're not doing this regarding UT Martin. Instead, we're going to look at the next half of the UT schedule. There's 6 games in. They got 6 to go. So our VFLs are ready over at the little French Cafe, and I'm going to ask them to put up their thumbs up, thumbs down, show people what they do. There you go. All right. Question number 1, gentlemen. And this week I'll tell you guys, talk to the Steadicam over there. All right. Number 1. Tennessee averaged 39 points per game over 13 games last season. That includes the postseason. Currently, they are at 47.7, so 48 points a game after 6. Will the Vols average 45 points per game for the season? Now, that counts all postseason games that are coming. So will they average 45 for the season? They're averaging 48 now. Yes.
No.
Yes, they all think they're going to be up. So their number isn't going to drop.
No, I don't think it will. They got some continuity going on right now with guys out. I mean, when Tillman comes back, that puts more pressure on defenses that have to think about who they have to cover. Tillman, you got to worry about,
Okay.
You got guys coming back.
All right, very good. Next, last season Tennessee's defense allowed an average of 422 yards a game. This season they're averaging 425 yards per game, 3 more per game. Will they drop below last year's average by season's end? That counts postseason game. Will they drop below that? So will they drop it by at least 4 yards per game? No, yes. Okay, we don't have time to discuss, but Marlon's Mr. Happy over there. Last one, Jalin Hyatt has 10 touchdown catches through 6 games. Marcus Nash holds the Tennessee school record with 13. Devontae Smith of Alabama holds the SEC record of 23. Will Jalin Hyatt catch 20 touchdown passes this season? Yes, no, yes. Marlon's just Mr. Contrarian today. I'll let you tell us why, Marlon.
I can't agree with these guys all the time. But I think you get Tillman back. I think that's a different dynamic. I think you see Brew McCoy kind of role picks up a little bit. I think people start to key in a little bit more on Hyatt. So I say no, slightly under.
All right, very good. Gentlemen, thank you very much. When we come back, where will Chuck set the line for Tennessee Martin? And boy, there's been big changes here today in the Bring the House standings. Huge changes. New leader, new person in the basement. Come on back on the Sports Source.